So if you guys were like me, you had no clue that Disney Star Wars or Star Wars Celebration was going down. I just found out today due to my recommendation feed. So I stumbled across this video from, who is this? Heavy Spoilers, who did a complete breakdown of Star Wars Celebration. So we're going to check this out and see what happened.
Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul, and this video we're breaking down all the big updates from Star Wars Celebration. It's been a massive week for trailers. I was going to be spending
I did a reaction
some time
to
with my family
the
today,
Ahsoka
but
trailer.
YouTube comes first, and thus I've became a
I'm
worse
not
father
sure,
than
man.
Darth
I
Vader.
hope it's good.
However, there's lots of things to talk about, so our mission through this video is to boldly go where no one has gone before and talk about everything that you need to know from the event. I would open with a sizzle reel of all the Star Wars content that's coming the next couple of years. Kathleen Kennedy then arrived on stage, her eyes glowing red like those YouTube thumbnails, and she basically started to go through everything that was coming up. Now the first panel that they dropped was for Andor, and the cast joined Tony Gilroy on stage to talk.
Andor was good. I enjoyed Andor. It was a bit slow in the beginning, but it picked up pace, and like the pacing wasn't as good, but in the beginning, but it was good. It was a different take on Star Wars. It was more serious, more gritty, more realistic take. So it didn't feel like Star Wars, and I'm honestly fine with that. I hold the opinion that episodes 1 through 6 are canon. Nothing can change that. That's George Lucas Star Wars. So if you want to do things like this, as long as it's not disrespectful and it's cool and it's good for what it is, I'm fine with it because it's not canon to me. Only 1 through 6 is canon. So that's where things like Kenobi come in. Kenobi, that was just bad. That was disrespectful to Star Wars lore and canon. That was bad. So I don't like that. Andor, I'm cool with Andor.
Talk about the new season. This is actually going to finish filming in August, and as we know, it's going to lead directly into Rogue One.
And Andor was actually the best looking of the Disney Star Wars TV shows. The quality was there. It felt like, as you can even tell straight from the trailers. In one of my Andor trailer reactions, I was like, "Whoa, this looks like cinematic quality." And then you go and look at Kenobi with those glow stick lightsabers.
Because of this, they kind of have a rough idea of when the release date's going to be, and they said on stage that it's likely summer 2024. Tony Gilroy discussed a lot of things that were going on in the season, and we also ended with Andy Serkis chanting "One Way Out." So yeah, lots of things teasing towards what could be coming down the line. I'd love to see Andy Serkis back, and though the character couldn't swim,
man, I hope he made
might
it.
not be in too deep and be able to get out of the situation. Now, next up was The Acolyte, and this came with a brand new logo for the show.
The Acolyte sounds promising, just the premise of it. But I've heard the people involved with the Acolyte, not so much.
Show. According to Discussing Film, Kathleen Kennedy said she was blown away by the 4 finished episodes of the show, and that she absolutely
That does not
loved
mean
it.
a single thing.
We're also going to have a Wookiee Jedi in it, and though it might not be Gunji, we do have a feeling that it could be him.
From Clone Wars.
Lee Jung-jae will also star as a Jedi Master in the show,
What?
and the series is going to take a heavy focus on martial arts.
What?
Lucky people at the panel got to see the trailer early, and they said it featured lots of lightsaber twirling, you know, those fancy twirls, lots of martial arts, and basically lots of things that make it look amazing.
So are we getting a lot of Asian influence? Are we going to get that the Force is in me and I'm whatever that nonsense was in Rogue One?
And next it was The Mandalorian,
What did that guy
where
say? I
they sort of
forgot.
touched upon what's come before and those upcoming
the
2
Bo-Katan
episodes
show.
of Season 3. 7 minutes of Episode 7 were also shown on stage, and the cast also stepped up and talked. Now from here we went to John Watts' Skeleton Crew, which apparently is now in post-production. Following a group of kids, they go on an adventure throughout the galaxy, and this will be led by Jude Law. Attendees there got shown an exclusive
live
trailer,
action.
and there were also images posted
I hope it has like a Steven Spielberg type vibe to it. That would be cool.
that showed the crew together. Next up was Ahsoka, and if you've been paying attention to YouTube, then you'll see the full trailers drop.
Man, I was excited for this. Trailer was underwhelming for me. I hope it's good, man.
Dark.
Are we going through the whole trailer here? We can skip it.
Okay, it'll probably be on my birthday on the 8th, so make sure you get your card ready for that. And yeah, lots of things to unpack when we break down that trailer, probably at some point later in the week, because I want a weekend off. Please, guys, just let me have some time off. Now, we do know a lot about the cast, and Natasha Leigh Bodizo will be playing Sabine Wren. Mary Elizabeth Winstead will also star as Hera, and we're going to get Genevieve O'Reilly, who'll be returning as Mon
Ramona
Mothma.
Flowers.
Thrawn will be featuring too, and no, I don't think we got any casting announcements when it came to him. We did see the back of his head, which, it's the back of his head, let's go wild! They are also recreating the finale of Rebels in live action as well, and everything's really coming together.
Hey,
in the
spoiler
season
alert,
to
I haven't
build
seen
off the
Rebels.
back of that. How popular it is going to depend massively on how big the fan base
I gotta
is
watch
for
Rebels
but
before
I
the
love
show
it,
looks like.
and thus I loved seeing this trailer. I'm sure there's lots of newbies out there who have no idea who these characters are, so if that's you, then let me know your thoughts below.
Yeah,
so
I'm a
lots
noob.
of things to talk about, and Nerdy Seb on Twitter even
And from a noob's perspective, I'm not blown away by this trailer, not at all.
pointed out that we might see Ezra in the trailer. No one's really talking about it, but yeah, I think it's worth pointing out, and absolutely blown away by how good this trailer looks. Anyway,
All I know
from
about
here,
Ezra
Kathleen
is that he's
Kennedy
got that
appeared on stage again.
blaster lightsaber.
And she said that it was time to announce
The Old Republic, the High Republic, the fall of the Jedi, the reign of the Empire, the age of the rebellion, the New Republic, and the rise of the First Order. Get that trash out of here.
future of Star Wars films. Fingers crossed these actually get made. I might be wasting your time going over them, but you know, it is important to talk about.
Future Star Wars
yeah,
films.
Let's get into it. Now, the first big announcement, it's going to get a lot of goodwill with fans, I think, and that is that Dave Filoni will be directing a film set after the events of the Mandoverse. Likely pick.
Dave Filoni is directing a film set after the Mandalorian verse. But the thing is, didn't Jon Favreau say he has no clue how Mandalorian is going to end? They're not working towards anything. So it could potentially go on forever and ever and ever. And where does it end? So I guess Dave Filoni's movie is going to answer that question if it's set after. So we're going to have at least a time period of when Amando's no longer existing. Or he's just, I don't know.
That Dave Filoni will be directing a film set after the events of the Mandoverse. Likely picking up with the Mandalorian characters. I think that is kind of the natural progression now, because that season 3 has
So it's a
been bit
Bo-Katan
rough.
movie.
Personally, I think it would have worked great as just one big binge, or potentially put into a film, so we didn't have those weird cameos that keep popping up to fill up the season. Anyway, James
Yeah, this season's
Mangold will
been-
also be
been
directing
bad.
a Star Wars film too, and this will be about the first Jedi,
Is he the guy who did Ford vs. Ferrari? Because that movie was good.
described as a biblical epic. This is really, really interesting. This will be about the first Jedi, described as a biblical epic.
Okay. That I'm excited about. Okay, that sounds... okay. It's described as a biblical epic, and it's about the first Jedi? Alright, that sounds cool. That sounds really cool. Yo, I'm looking forward to that. That could be really, really, really good. If we're getting into the spiritualism of the whole Jedi, and dude, like a Buddha type story with the meditation, understanding what the Force is. He's first person to experience the Force, tying all those strings together, trying to figure, dude, seeing that first awakening to, like, bro, understanding what the midichlorians are, or not, he probably wouldn't even understand what the midichlorians are, but the fact that, like, yo, how everything is all connected, how I can feel, dude, that's like some Avatar The Last Airbender going through, like, whatever, opening up the chakras type of, bro, that could be awesome. A biblical epic style of movie about the first ever Jedi. That could be awesome. That has potential. Hopefully they'll mess that up. They probably will.
To fill up the season. Anyway, James Mangold will also be directing a Star Wars film too, and this will be about the first Jedi, described as a biblical epic. This is really, really interesting to me. Mangold's an incredible director in my opinion, and seeing him work on Star Wars will be something really breathtaking. The fact it's about the first Jedi as well can really flesh out that backstory that we haven't really seen in live action before, and I think they've got the right guy for the job here to deliver a home run. Now next is the big announcement that you've probably seen blowing up on Twitter, so follow me at Heavy Spoilers.
Yeah, I saw this. Rey Skywalker's back.
Will be directing a Star Wars film set with a new Jedi Order. Set 15 years after the sequel trilogy, it's gonna see Daisy Ridley returning as Rey Skywalker.
Because she's all the Jedi. But okay, here's the thing with Rey. I've got no problem with Daisy Ridley. After seeing that first, I think it was like the first teaser with the voiceover of Mark Hamill, and you're seeing Daisy Ridley. Like, Daisy Ridley looks like she completely fits in the Star Wars universe. She has the look. She has the acting chops. She's great. It's just that, bro, those movies were trash. Those movies were so bad. And they just got worse and worse as they went on. No offense to the actors, to the cast, but man, those movies were so bad. So I feel like nobody's going to watch this. Nobody's going to watch this because nobody cares about the character. And Daisy Ridley shouldn't take offense to that because it's not about her. Hopefully she understands that.
Film set with a new Jedi Order. Set 15 years after the sequel trilogy, it's gonna see Daisy Ridley returning as Rey Skywalker. Now, personally, I'm hoping that John Boyega returns as well, as I think Finn was just picked up and dropped after The Force Awakens.
Yeah,
the guy
but I don't know
was
if he's
clearly
going to.
teased as being a Jedi, and with Rey rebuilding the Jedi Order, I think it makes sense to at least bring him in.
Bro, I don't think was he teased as being a Jedi or he just picked up a lightsaber, which he shouldn't have been able to because like a normal person shouldn't be able to wield a lightsaber effectively, especially when you're fighting a Sith Lord or whatever, wannabe Sith Lord Kylo Ren. I feel like they just don't know how to write Star Wars, and they wanted to give a stormtrooper a lightsaber. Honestly, that's what I feel like. I don't feel like they were teasing, oh my gosh, that he had some force sensitivity or whatever. I think they just have no clue how to write Star Wars, and it's just a mess.
This one. So yeah, those are the main announcements. Whether
Bro,
these
even the
movies
color
actually get
grading,
made,
look at that.
You really
the
don't
Phantom
know when
Menace.
it comes to Lucasfilm, but fingers crossed
So
they
much
do
better.
because they all sound really interesting. I'm guessing that they're just kind of in the planning stages at the moment. My safe bet would be that the Daisy Ridley one at least gets made, and then they kind of build off that. But yeah, it's gonna go down a bit of a storm, I think, with people's reactions on Reddit. Rey was obviously a very mixed character.
She could have been
So
good,
yeah,
man.
let me
She
know
had a lot
below
of potential.
If you're interested in seeing this movie, or if you're not. I think in general, when
As a
Star
character.
Wars things are announced, people often do go in with goodwill, and even if they've hated things in the past, they're like, well, maybe this could turn it around. Generally, the reaction that I tend to see from fans is that they're willing to give everything a chance if they've been invested in the universe before, and therefore...
But who's invested in Star Wars anymore? Nobody's invested. They're tired of it.
I think that people are genuinely positive towards this. However, we will end up seeing the fact that Dave Filoni
is
getting the
genuinely
movie as
positive
well.
towards it?
I think that's really important, as it's something that us fans have been crying out for years and years and years now. Guy clearly understands Star Wars. To me,
Yeah. But that Ahsoka trailer didn't blow me away. So, and I don't know if there's other cooks in the kitchen, because season 3 does that feel like Jon Favreau writing? Season 3 is not good. It's just filler with silly nonsense. There's no overarching story. We don't know when it's going to end. I talked about this in my Mandalorian reviews. There's a rumor that that Kathleen Kennedy came in and was like, or somebody came in and was like, hey, we need Grogu back with Mando because that's what people love. And they've pretty much just rendered Grogu down into that cute thing. Like all the build up from season 2. What happened? Grogu went off to Luke Skywalker to train, and then they brought him back in another TV show. And so in the beginning of season 3, like, Grogu's back. Like, okay, that does not make like what kind of sense? That doesn't make any sense. I feel like that was not the initial plan. How can that be the initial plan? I don't think it was. I think that people are too many cooks in the kitchen. It's got to be. Or so I can't have that hope for Ahsoka, because is this truly Dave Filoni, or is it somebody else pulling the strings with Dave Filoni's name?
He's the most trusted person, put the franchise in his hands, and I think he'll do really well with it. And yeah, I am glad to see that announcement at least coming through. So yeah, lots of things to talk about there. We kind of rushed through it. Obviously, we weren't in attendance at the panel. There are people that were. So if you were there and you're watching this video back thinking, he got that wrong or he didn't talk about this enough, then yeah, the comment section, guess what? It was designed specifically for you to be able to leave your thoughts. I'll let you go ahead and do it. If you appreciate me taking some time away from my family.
And I think posted a correction here, right? Correction: the Acolyte is set hundreds of years before the Clone Wars, so the Wookiee is definitely not Gungi. Okay. But yeah, let me know, what do you guys think about this? Star Wars is in a point where I'm like, as long as it's cool, I'm fine with it, because I like the style. I like the sci-fi fantasy. And 1 through 6 is George Lucas Star Wars. That's canon to me. Nothing can touch that. Nothing else can be canon unless George Lucas comes and says, this is what's in my head, this is what I believe, this is what's going down. You know what I mean? So I don't have high hopes for anything. I don't. I'm looking forward to the first Jedi movie. That sounds cool, but do I have high hopes? No. I'm looking forward to it. I think the premise is cool. It could be cool. It could be, honestly, that movie could be awesome. But yeah, man, let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. What did you guys think about the information that was in this video? Check out heavy spoilers. I mean, what am I? I have 2 subscribers. This guy's 1 million, so he doesn't need a shout out. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What did you guys think about the information that we just saw? And are you guys looking forward to any of the projects? Which projects are those? And yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.